Here is my review of the Doctor Who series finale, The Reality War. I'm sorry to say that while there were a few things I liked, overall this episode was a disappointment for me. Which is a real shame because many episodes this season were really strong. I'll soon be sharing my full thoughts about this season in a long video essay, so go ahead and subscribe to my channel if you're interested in that. For now, here are my quick initial thoughts about The Reality War. This will include spoilers, so if you don't want spoilers, hit that favorites button and come back later. This episode makes a lot more sense with the context that it underwent reshoots just a few months ago. The final product felt like a patchwork plot that was cobbled together after the original plan for the story fell through. Between the Ranis, Omega, Conrad, and the God of Wishes, there was more than enough to fill 65 minutes of story with regular Doctor Who finale shenanigans. But the Doctor defeated Omega and the Ranis halfway through the episode to make room for, unfortunately, a regeneration plot. I can only assume Susan was originally going to play a role too, and they had to axe that. I did think Omega's new design was freaking awesome, but it shouldn't have been that easy to banish him back to the Underverse with the Vindicator. It's interesting to know that following the Master's destruction of all the Time Lords in Series 12, any remaining Time Lords such as the Doctor and the Rani are now sterile. This possibly also extends to them not being able to clone themselves like in the Series 4 episode The Doctor's Daughter. It sounds like the reason both the Rani and the Doctor bigenerated recently is because their bodies were making a last-ditch effort to reproduce. And I quite like that explanation for bigeneration, actually. Call me callous, but I'm not sure it was worth spending half an episode and a regeneration to save Poppy when she was just an invention of Wishworld in the first place. That said, it does feel very Doctorish for him to go to great lengths to save a lost child. And I liked the connection with him saving Ruby when she got erased in the episode The Church on Ruby Road. It was clever how after the Doctor adjusted time, they edited the events of the season so that Belinda was trying to get home not for a nursing shift, but to take care of her daughter Poppy. I do think Belinda was criminally underutilized this season though, and I will have more to say about that in my long video essay. Now the elephant in the room, I am devastated that 15 regenerated. I assume this was because Gatwa wanted to move on to other things rather than it being the writer's first choice. He likely made the decision sometime around the new year, hence all the hurried reshoots. But Gatwa was killing it this season, and I really wanted 15 to have at least one more series. One bright spot was getting to see 13 again. I loved her little cameo. As for Gatwa's apparent replacement, I love Billie Piper, but I'm not a fan of this decision. I think she could be a good Doctor for sure, but we just had a familiar face come back for the 14th Doctor. If we'd gone through a few more regenerations with new actors and then made her the Doctor, it would be much less gimmicky. Interestingly, both the end credits and some press statements have been cagey about actually calling her the Doctor, so it's possible something else is going on here and she's not 16 after all, which would make it a little better, but overall I'm just crushed to lose 15 so soon and so suddenly. So what did you think of The Reality War? Let me know in the comments. And remember to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss my full thoughts about this season of Doctor Who coming very soon.